Hello everyone and welcome back to the Last Ditch podcast. Today we are here with, I think, behind Paul Simpson, probably our most requested guest on the channel. Current Tranmere Rovers player and former Carlisle United player, Omari Patrick. Thanks for coming on, mate.
No worries, man. Thank you for inviting me.
This is definitely one of these where it's been like, you've been so requested, it's actually unbelievable. Like, we obviously the Paul Simpson one before that, but it's like, the amount of people messages and be like, get Omari on and stuff, and it's like
Every single video, every single thing on Instagram.
we've gone from sitting in my house to now sitting in someone else.
Yes,
This isn't just another part of my house. This is
You're in my house. So, but get comfortable.
Yeah, of course. Well, we've got a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit...
We start off tend to be with like the first question now. It's who's the greatest footballer of all time, in your opinion? And then you can also have a who's your favourite player? Because I know that obviously
Like,
greatest is very different to some people's favourite.
Greatest of all time, in my opinion, is Ronaldo.
Yeah. Not been enough to celebrate because everyone will cook as well. You know,
you're not allowed like Ronaldo.
For a lot of reasons.
Yeah.
You know? I think that question, a lot of people kind of, especially as a player, will relate it to how they play, how they like to play, or how they would like to play, what they look up to, and CR7 is that for me. So I'm not going to ask a left-footed person who's better, Ronaldo or Messi.
Yeah,
most of the time, because they're left-footed.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Messi. So I think it's like what they relate to. But yeah, definitely CR7.
Yeah.
I mean, different leagues.
Yeah, it's just continuous, isn't it? Yeah.
Athlete, left foot, right foot, free kicks, all of that, skill step overs, prem days and that. So that's for me. But what was that one?
Who's your favourite player? Like it could just be Ronaldo as well.
Who's my favourite player? I'm torn between two, which is Dino and Neymar.
Oh, yeah. Very similar kind of like flair.
Very similar, but I'll probably more say Ronaldinho because that's who put a smile on my face.
Yeah.
That's who made me, between him and Thierry Henry, but probably more Ronaldinho, that's made me be like, I want to do that.
That inspired you to become a footballer,
Do you know what I mean?
Neymar. Do you know, I think Neymar's one of them that you look and go, it almost what could have been. Like, because when he was I know he's still an unbelievable player, but Barcelona, that was like, I loved watching Neymar, Barcelona.
Him,
and Brazil.
Messi in that front three.
But like, Neymar was just absolutely unbelievable. He just
so efficient.
Yeah, he was.
Do you know what I mean?
And he was like, I think he's, I don't know, I just think his peak was at Barcelona.
Yeah.
I know he was brilliant with places. Yeah, I don't know, I just felt like when I watched him, he just seemed like...
I think memory-wise, it's like, it's that front three. Neymar. But PSG, when you break it down and see what like he was actually doing, and the numbers that he got at PSG is scary, bro.
Yeah. It was unbelievable because he went there, didn't he? And then obviously it was like to get out the shadow, and then Mbappe then ended up finding Mbappe lit it up. But I think the one game I always think, if someone says Neymar, I always think the one I watched was that Barcelona PSG game. When they won like 6-5, was it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And then that little assist, the dink over the top, like I don't really care for Barcelona much. I prefer Madrid, but I did celebrate that now. I was like, unbelievable. Like
that goes down in history books.
The best. That's going to be the best comeback ever. Like, sure.
I would say, I think so. Probably.
Yeah. So you've got Ronaldo as the GOAT, and then Ronaldinho. Did you say Ronaldinho
is your favourite player?
Yeah. I rate that, to be fair. So we'll get into like your early years in footballing, because obviously you said like Ronaldinho when you were younger. So were you watching them saying you wanted to be an attacker? Like when you were playing football younger, did you know you'd be a footballer?
No. I basically learned how to play football from YouTube.
Oh, really?
100%. Because my family background, I'm the only person that's kicked the ball.
Oh.
So obviously my dad was a great British athlete.
Yeah.
He Commonwealth medal and all that in the 4x4. And obviously my godfather's in for Christie. A lot of people like to hear that one. So did you not know that?
No, I didn't know that until now. I was thinking, I didn't know about
that. Yeah, my dad is obviously participating in Commonwealth Games.
Yeah, I knew that.
And then, so his camp was obviously the same as Linford Christie. They were best friends.
Right.
So he's my godfather.
Oh, right.
So yeah.
That's a bit of claim to fame. Besides being a footballer, like.
So I didn't really have no one to watch.
Right.
Like that was close to me that plays football.
Yeah.
I think I was just on YouTube one day and I was just love football. I remember going to Asda with my mum saw my other friend whose dad done a football team on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then she came up to my mum. She was like, "Oh, does Omari want to come play football on Sunday for our team?" I mean, that's the first time I joined the team. I think I might have been like 11, 10.
Yeah.
So I was quite late. I mean, people start playing football 5, 6.
Yeah, like proper early.
And then from then, what number do you want to be? I said number 8, Ian Wright. No, number 8 is taken. 14th year me, and that was it.
Yeah, nice.
And then that's how I started. And then I just kept going. I never was a scholar or nothing. Didn't do scholarships and that.
That's funny though, isn't it? When you're picking numbers when you're younger, people used to pick like numbers from. I was number 8, but I picked 8 because Rooney. When he first went to Man U, he was like obviously 8. Like I just thought, but there's loads of people who have 7, 10. Obviously, you start saying about Henry and like Ian Wright. You do definitely pick that, but. So obviously, I've got here now. It's like Beaconsfield, 2014 to 2015. That would seem to be your first. Is that your first senior club?
Yeah.
Is that?
So basically, where that came from was, instead of going to college, I went to like a football college called Fab Academy.
Right.
Where it's like a scholarship type.
Yeah.
But you do your BTEC and
like your academics and stuff as well. Yeah.
But we play football every day.
Yeah.
So to get us into men's football after the scholarship, our coaches took over Beaconsfield. I think it was like Evo Stick Divisions or something at the time. So then we got passed through to there, and then that's when I started playing men's football on a Saturday. So yeah, that was my kind of first men's club.
Yeah.
What was it like breaking into that kind of, from what you were used to beforehand to then playing men's football?
No, easy, because it wasn't really like a scholarship like that. It's technically college.
Yeah.
But I was always playing with men.
Okay, right, okay. So you're used to that kind of physicality and stuff?
If it was Sunday league or whatever, or just finding people, like your friends around my area, we're all different ages, so it was rough. So, do you know what I mean? It was rough football. So I was kind of used to it. It didn't shock me.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think the thing with Sunday League, I mean, you see some like
horror challenges.
I can't actually watch some of them. Like, you'll just see the guy running, and there's no one there, and you know he's going to come in and absolutely.
When I go to watch my friends now, and they're like, "Oh, might as well play," and I say, "Oh, I can't watch." I think when I'm done with football, I'm not playing this.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that you don't care for each other at all.
No.
Yeah, it's reckless, man.
There's someone I've been watching this group of lads called Five Guys. They do five-a-side on YouTube.
Oh, I think honestly,
they've got like a lad from Wickham down.
Right.
What his name is, like centre back, and the guys were like taking chunks out of him. And he came off the pitch. He said, "I've never been as nervous as I was on there." Like, it was just like, I'm not getting injured for the sake of.
You think as well though, like when people play like these people who play at weekend, like they've got like actual jobs. If they break, for example, if they break a leg, that's their amount of work for months. Then there's so much at stake, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it is like 6 months. I broke my leg, and that was like 6 months out. Yeah. So it's like, and obviously it'd be different for a professional because obviously they'll have the physio and all that. But it is like,
it's mentally. I mean, touch wood, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Anything, but I've been out for a while. It's tough, man.
Yeah.
It's mentally tough.
Yeah.
Just
because you just want to be playing.
100%.
Yeah.
You go to the games and you can't do nothing about it. You go into training, everyone's going up, and you're just in the gym.
Yeah.
It's tough, man.
I always think about that with footballers when you see them on the benches and that. And some people obviously go, "Oh, you're not good enough to play," whatever like that. But I do think you're really training as hard as you can through the week. And that's the end goal to play. Yeah. And if you're not coming off, you're coming off the bench and you're playing, you just almost think, I don't know, because for a side of, say, you're in a side and then the win, is that the biggest thing? Like, do you want to make an impact for that? Wherever you've been.
When you're on the bench?
Yeah, when you're on the bench and you're looking going, if I don't come on and they'll win, that's all that matters. Or is it like, you kind of like, I want to be on this pitch and I don't care. Like,
it's like you're caught in this middle.
Yeah.
Because if they keep winning, it's not like you want the team to lose.
Yeah.
But if you keep winning, you're not playing. So what I do, I think a lot of players will probably do this. They'll probably put like a perfect scenario in their head. Like, it's 1-1, I'll come on, I'll score the winner. Or it's 1-1 and I do something that's important if you're a defender to not, and then hopefully kind of gain your chances.
Yeah.
But if you're also as well, if you're on the bench and your team's just winning, oh man, you gotta hold your hands up. What can you, you know what I mean? Well, what can you say? You just gotta make sure when you're when it is your turn,
you take
you
it.
never know.
to,
Someone could get injury or something.
Yeah.
Not that you wish injuries on people, but
No.
anything can happen through the game, and then you have to match that.
Yeah.
So a lot of times managers say, well, when you do get your chance, you have to make sure that you're up to the standard of what you're watching.
Yeah.
And it can't be like you see the difference. You know what I mean? So it can't be like someone's come out and you've gone in and you've dropped off worse, or the team's dropped off worse, or if anything, obviously you want to elevate the team.
Yeah.
So it's definitely it's not easy to be in that middle.
No.
That middle ground.
That's the thing. You are right, isn't it? It's like you see so many managers that say like Premier League, they're not to the standard of whatever like that, and you sometimes think, well, how can you not be to the standard? But it's like they've obviously got how they want every player to play in each position. If they're not playing to that standard, then you don't.
That's why I'm fascinated. Like when I watch like City.
Yeah.
You know when Jesus was before he was at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't play for
on like the fringe of the city team. Yeah.
And he scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what I mean? And the next game he's not playing.
He's not down. Yeah.
And then the next game he scored a hat trick. I'm like, yo, that is mentally like crazy. I don't think people understand how impressive that is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
With like just your mental state.
Yeah. To be able to keep that fortitude and like come out and play like that.
It's mad.
You get that with so many teams now in the Premier League. I mean, like, how is he on the bench, or how is like the City setup? It's like probably still now, but definitely a couple of years ago, their bench was someone like you think that bench could probably come second in the Premier League behind the first team, and you were like, they come on the pitch and you're thinking these players would get into any team in the world, and they're
it's
just
a lot easier when you're in a winning environment.
Of course, it's well. Look at them now; they're losing, and it doesn't matter who comes on. It doesn't.
If you're losing and still you're not getting a game, that's when it's like
you need to check out.
You really need to tune in.
Yeah.
Mentally, because you don't want to become a toxic person.
No.
Toxic around the place. But there's conversations to be had with yourself and with maybe the management or whatever to be like, this is happening and I'm still not getting my chance, kind of thing.
Yeah.
How can I? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
So them conversations do obviously happen, because obviously that is used the word like, the toxic in the dressing room, this toxic, this toxic. So is that just maybe like, I don't know, because how does that even come about? Like, I can't imagine someone's an absolute knobhead, like, in the changing room, like, mate. Is it just maybe someone's maybe a bit dissettled or they're a bit off with people? Is that, like, what the class is toxic?
Both. Or? You get them.
Oh, you can actually get people that are...
You get them people.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just kind of leave them...
Yeah.
To themselves.
Yeah.
Because you're not in their position.
Yeah.
Some people deal with things differently.
Yeah, of course.
Is it good? No. But who are you to tell somebody... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So as much as you're a team, you also got to focus on yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if someone's being like that, I'm not going to then kind of stoop my level to find out why. Or
exactly.
Like, that's them.
Yeah.
Just leave them to deal with it. And it's kind of...
The manager will deal with it, or whoever deal with it.
Yeah.
Deal with it themselves. Do you know what I mean? So more time, it might just be like a little phase, and then they realise themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You learn in football. I've been one of them people. Oh my God, I can't get a game. We're losing. I can't get a game.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try as hard today. Not on purpose.
Yeah.
But that's just
subconsciously
how I feel.
happens.
Is that within training? Yeah.
Yeah, you feel deflated.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But that's natural, isn't it? I think people forget. Like...
It's natural at first.
Yeah.
And then when you so I might have been like that when I was younger.
Yeah.
Didn't really know what a professional game was like. You got to go through things to then learn.
Yeah.
If I was like that now, that's crazy. Because I've been through a lot of things.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't getting a game now, I have to know how to handle that.
Yeah.
It's my responsibility to not ruin things for other people because you're not playing.
Yeah.
So, but then you get different personalities in football. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
different personalities, different characteristics. Some people ain't gonna change.
No.
And so you just gotta know who them personalities are. Because if someone's like that, some people are like that when they're playing.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So if they're going to be like that when they're not playing, they're just being them.
Yeah, that's like their natural
overall.
They're just being them. So
it's their personality. That's just who they are.
Yeah, of course.
So we've got basically went to obviously Barnsley from 2017 to 2020, but I think obviously, would you admit maybe your big thing was Bradford when you went there? Do you think because obviously you got quite a few appearances there, you didn't get obviously appearances at Barnsley, But you got 22, obviously, with Bradford in the 2018-19, and then you went on loan to Yeovil, and I didn't know Wrexham.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that actually. Like,
that was obviously pre
the whole Hollywood take. What was it? What was
Oh,
Wrexham like back then? Was obviously very different to how it is now. But
well, when I went there, we were rock bottom of the table.
Right. It was in the National League, yeah.
So it was. I'll give them so much credit because it didn't feel like I was going to a place that was rock bottom of the National League. I really like their fans.
Yeah.
Well, when I was only there for 2 months, but it was. I think I scored 5 goals in 10 games or something.
Yeah.
But I felt really uplifted there. I feel like it really gave me a spark, and I was quite stubborn at first, to be honest, because I didn't want to go because I felt like I could have been playing at Bradford.
Yeah.
So when somebody tells you, like again, learning, somebody tells you you're not going to play, I think you should go on loan, Wrexham call you, and you look at Wrexham and then they're bottom of the National League and you're playing League 2 and you think that you can do something for the team.
Yeah.
Because there's passion and pride, isn't it?
Yeah, when you're wanted as well. If someone makes you feel wanted, you're going to want to go there, aren't you? You know.
So then I was like, okay, I'll go there, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
It's the best thing I've ever done. Because after that, I went to Carlisle.
Yeah.
And without that, I wouldn't have gone.
Yeah.
And I picked myself back up. I was enjoying football a lot. It was actually quite sad to leave, but I wanted to be a league player, and the opportunity of Carlisle came.
Of course,
I jumped at it. I knew I wasn't going to get another contract at Bradford, so I was like, okay, so let's do this, and it worked. So it was good.
I'll let you speak obviously about the car because you said you do the first part. I'll do the second part of Carlisle.
Bradley brings us up to Carlisle. I mean, we spoke a little bit before we started the interview about the time of Bradford. Would you maybe do you want to go into that at all a little bit? Because obviously, kind of Bradford, there's a certain, not all of them, but a certain amount of Bradford fans that maybe still kind of hold a grudge against you till recent times. When, like we said when I first got here before, you don't see the whole story, do you? What went on at Bradford, if you don't mind going into it a little bit?
It was bittersweet. Bradford there's still a place in my heart that is very much Bradford because it gave me the opportunity to be a footballer. It was my first professional club. I was at Barnsley before, but I was only in the 23s. So this was like my first senior, my first senior debut, first senior goal, everything.
Yeah.
So it was going great. Obviously, Stuart McCall and me had a good partnership. It was a very drastic change for me because obviously, 23s football, you don't really get crowds and stuff. So the crowds that I got before that was that Kidderminster style. I went for there for 6 months. So from 400 people watching to because they wasn't doing great at the time, so there wasn't a lot of fans there. To then a year later, almost 24,000.
Yeah,
big stadium.
Bradford it's got massive attendances, hasn't it?
I remember my debut, my whole first half. I can't remember it.
Really?
I can't remember.
You're just like autopilot.
Just because I just couldn't believe it. And then Jake Reeves, I remember we was in the change room at half time, and he just looked at me and said, "You've done it now. Now can you show us how you play football?" And I think 15 minutes later into the second half, I scored the winner. So then that's when it kick-started it.
Yeah.
And then obviously Stuart McCall got sacked, Simon Grayson came in. It kind of started to peak a bit. So I went from being on a high to then it went low. I didn't know how to deal with the low. I've never had to deal with fans social media, this and that. So I didn't really know how to deal with it. I didn't particularly do anything wrong, but then the next season was there was a lot of stuff going around in the background, like off the field, which Bradford fans would probably know. And then that kind of messed me up a bit. So then I went on loan to Yeovil, come back, got told to come back, and then when I did come back, I just got froze out completely without even having the opportunity to play or whatever. And then some others were froze out as well. I won't say their names, but it's their story to tell if they want to. And then I was basically seeing from the manager that, well, these guys don't want to play, bad attitude, not training properly. And then I'm here I'm not allowed to train.
Yeah.
When the team's in the gym, I'm not even allowed in there. Well, we're not allowed in there. We had to wait in the change room.
It's
We was
massive.
coming in. Our day, right? Whilst this person was manager, our day was come in, didn't know what we was doing. Everybody else did. We would look at the sheet. It would be like non-squad players. That's what he called us.
Okay.
Non-squad players. Run at 10. Be done by 11. That's my day. So I was getting in.
No point even turning up.
I was getting in at like 11:30, coming in, running.
And then he was just basically throwing you under the bus as if you didn't have good
and then
attitude.
obviously I don't know, because I came back from loan, so I don't know what was going on with everybody else. So I was knocking on the door saying, "You told me to come back from the loan. I come back from the loan to have an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
I've trained for 1 day, and this is happening to me." I was thinking like why? Couldn't give me an answer. I think at the time I was like 23.
Right.
And he said to me, what did he say to me? He said to me, "Oh, because you're like 28 now, you're kicking on a bit." I'm like,
what?
I said, "I'm 23.
Do you even know your age?
So I was like, "You don't even know me.
No.
But you've told me to come back. So you don't know anything about me.
It's awful.
Told me that I don't know what's going to happen with you in the summer. Your contract's running out." I said, "My contract runs out the season after. So you know nothing about
This guy just
me."
didn't have a clue.
So I just had to like take a breather and just be like, this is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
People are going to say what they're going to say and take out in the way how he's perceiving it.
Yeah, yeah.
It just is what it is.
Yeah.
I was asking to train with the 18s, I was training with the 18s, and I didn't really come back into the fold until he left. But when he left, the damage was done, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I couldn't really get into throw again.
Yeah.
Fans hated us for certain reasons that wasn't true. So to even put on a shirt again, like, it's the first time I was nervous, man. I was like, I don't feel a part of this.
Yeah.
Then I ended up going alone to Wrexham.
That's mad, that.
Yeah.
That's actually, because I never really knew, obviously, Bradford fans, I just thought it was more just because you've left the club and whatever happened, but that's
a
kind
lot
of
more
an
to it, yeah.
So when I celebrated against them,
it
wasn't about them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wasn't like you celebrated in front of the fans like
it was. I remember what I went through at that club.
Yeah.
The only way for a player to express himself is on the pitch.
Yeah.
I can't come out on social media. I can do it now because it's gone.
Yeah,
A long time ago. But I can't come out on social media and start tagging me in. This is this and that and that. Do you know what I mean? So as players, it's hard to know that some things are the truth and some things ain't. I wasn't perfect, but definitely didn't deserve all that.
No.
And you just got to learn from it in a way. It made me stronger now.
Yeah,
of course.
So that make you, because obviously being 23-year-old, at that age, especially you saying it's like obviously your first professional kind of thing, did that have like quite a hard impact on like your mental health? If you don't have to speak about it if you don't want, but like, and like social media, obviously if you're reading stuff,
it did.
Seeing stuff,
it did, but you don't realise at the time.
No, not until you're in a better
place
place
afterwards. Later.
Yeah.
So then when I speak to my loved ones around me, even when I look at like memories that come up on Snapchat on my phone or anything, I'm like, I don't even look like I'm enjoying things. Do you know what I mean? But I was going through this at the time. So, and remember, I'm from Slough, like just outside of West London.
Yeah.
I'm a long way from home.
Yeah.
So it was I live in a flat by myself at that time. It was hard to like know who to reach for, who to thingy, and then still come to football every day and put a smile on your face and act like it's not phasing you.
Yeah, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
But it was.
And then when you do get picked to play, like when you win, you've got to do the best you can.
Yeah.
It's tough.
Really tough.
It's real tough. But like I said, I had to like my journey in football. I'm glad now I look back, I'm glad all these things happened. Because I never went to a scholar or nothing.
Yeah.
So I had to cram all these things into one.
Yeah.
To then learn for later. So imagine like if that didn't happen to me then and it happened to me now at 28.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to like deal with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can now because it happened
already happened before,
in a small amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful for it, man.
Yeah.
Honestly. It just makes you stronger, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we go from a low with everything happening at Bradford. Then of course your time at Carlisle came about.
Yeah.
Obviously the main reason everyone's wanted you on. They loved you from when you were playing at Carlisle, that kind of thing. It was a turbulent time. All in all, there's highs, there's lows, there's the promotion, there's leaving the close, all that. Obviously, you can't go through all that time in just a quick kind of sentence. But overall, your time at Carlisle, how did that kind of?
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved every minute of it. Obviously, like you said, the highs and lows. When I got arrested was definitely a low.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That was definitely a low.
Swinging in walkabout.
Oh man.
Hey, we've all been there.
That was the time.
Yeah.
That was the time. And then at that time, Keith Miller just got sacked, didn't he?
Yeah. So it was.
So like,
Yeah, was it not like...
It was the night...
Because the video obviously came out, wasn't it?
the video
Everyone.
came out.
Was that not like... Was it a weekend or two before Simpson came back?
Yeah,
that was really close to
the weekend
it was like
Swindon game when
it was like the week after.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't a big space because our next game, Keith Miller was in charge. Our next game was Leighton Orient.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in between there, Simo came.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm panicking. Like, oh my god, we got a new manager. And the first thing you know
First impression is that.
Is that I've been in handcuffs in Carlisle.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I've
not the best start, is it?
And we lost, didn't we?
Yeah.
We lost badly.
Yeah.
To Swindon.
Yeah. 3-0 it was.
We lost to Swindon. Harry McCurdy didn't make it any better. Yeah,
he was.
Because it made the loss even
exactly
bigger. Because it was him and
we did a post, didn't he, after?
Yeah.
It was like 3-0.
But what people don't know is that it looks like we've lost. I don't care. I'm going out.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah? That's what it looks like too.
What people don't know is that I lived with Brennan at the time.
Yeah.
Brennan Dickinson. It was his birthday on that weekend.
Yeah.
And this was planned to go for like a dinner.
Like before.
In Carlisle for like 2 weeks. And I said, but it's on the day of the game. If we lose, I don't want to be seen being out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, people are going to take it.
But I'm living in his house. So imagine if it's my boy's birthday.
Yeah.
And he's gone out for his birthday, inviting me, but because we lost, I'm not in his house, just sitting there. Whilst he's, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we went to the dinner.
Yeah, you wanted to go to dinner.
So I said, cool, dinner's not that deep. You know what I mean? I'll go to dinner. But there was a group of us. There was like 8 of us.
Yeah.
And then, but I was the only player then.
Right, okay.
So like everybody
else.
else.
Like his friends and family kind of, yeah.
So then, basically, you know how people, they're like, my mood's kind of forced because I want to have a good time.
Yeah.
For his birthday, I don't want to ruin the mood or whatever. So there, it's his birthday. He's not playing. He's been injured and stuff.
Yeah.
So they're like having a good time drinking. So you know how it gets. Oh, so what we doing now? And I'm like,
yeah,
I'm going off.
I'm in his house. So I'm like, I said, I don't think I can go. Like, I can't go. Oh, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I have a bad feeling.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It just looks bad.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Of course.
I went, I shouldn't have. I probably should have just said, bro, where's your keys? But at that moment, I just felt, well, I'm already here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not really doing too much.
It's my mate's birthday.
We'll just go to that bar and have a chilled one. Okay.
Yeah.
And then
one thing leads to another, and then.
So was the chill bar walkabout? Was it a bar before?
I was gonna say what?
I'm thinking I wouldn't say chill bar.
Yeah. It was bad.
Yeah.
Of
course.
It was bad.
So obviously Simpsons came in. You're in cuffs. He's not actually in the club in cuffs, but you've obviously that's the first impression.
I've spoke to him.
Yeah.
And he just basically said, I didn't know about that. And
you could have just left it.
Yeah.
You could have just left it.
But then you'd have had someone probably go,
oh,
have you seen this? And then it's being honest, isn't it? It's like,
so I didn't know about that. And to be honest, it wasn't when I was here. I don't care.
Yeah,
so I went, okay, fine. And then because Keith Millen, before he knew he was going to get sacked, I was in his office getting a grilling.
Right.
Bro. Like, and I was trying to explain to him, I know how it looks, but it's not like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And we was talking, he was like, now as a manager, what do I do? Do I play you? Because we need you.
Yeah.
But then I look soft if I play you.
Yeah.
because you look like you don't care. You're out on the pitch when we're losing.
Absolutely grilled.
I said, I understand.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
so he said, well, I'll have to just make a decision if I play.
Yeah.
And
he's been
sacked. And then
that's mad. Like
Sinners come and you pay.
That was divine intervention with that.
That's why I celebrate that goal like that, man. Because I was like, oh my God, I needed that.
Yeah.
And I think I came off like 10 minutes to go of it. I'm like, please, I need this winner. I need this. Just hold on to it. And we won 1-0, and then after that, it was alright after that.
Yeah.
Do you know what my first away game I said about Oldham away? And I remember that going down and I said to my cousin, because with Carlisle with me, I used to watch them when I was younger. And then I just fell out of love with it because it just felt like there was just nothing really going with the club. And obviously, expenditure and that when you're younger, you can't really pay to go yourself.
Yeah. And
then I got back into it probably through Presley and that and Keith Curl, and then I kind of fell off again. Yeah. And then when Simo came back, I said, right, we need to just get, because you're obviously on the verge of relegation and that. And my cousin went, do you want to go to Oldham away? And I said, oh, go on, we'll go. It's not too far. And I remember saying to him, I said, what happens if we score like right at the very end? Does everyone just go, like, do we all just like run? Like, what happened, you know? And he was like, if we score late here, it's going to be mental, right? And Hallam Hope scored, didn't he? 1-0, and he's giving it all that in front. And it was horrible, because Nicky Adams played for that. I love Nicky Adams. I absolutely love Nicky Adams. And it was 1-0 at half time, and I went out. And I remember it was when I had Sky Bet open, and Carlisle were like, God, I think they were about 10-1 or something like that. I'm thinking, I'm sticking that on. I just had a feeling. I was like, come on. And I'm coming up, before I can stick it on, you scored your equaliser. I'm thinking, I'm celebrating. I'm thinking, are you for real?
The odds have changed.
The odds changed to half the odds. And I got it on at half the odds, but I was thinking, love that. But I just looked up and he was like, oh my God. Yeah. That was absolutely mad, that game.
That day was mental.
That is up there with probably some of my favourite Carlisle games.
On the pitch.
Yeah.
We were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So on the pitch, we was like,
well, put a bet on.
I wish. We was like, we're gonna score. Like, no one, I promise you, we knew how important that game was.
Yeah.
No one panicked.
No.
So we just knew, even when we was 1 down, we was like, we'll win this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when that last free kick, I promise you now, when Callum put that ball in, I said, we scored.
It was like, you watch it, it's like,
before, I was like, we're gonna score. It just had like, we just have like a feeling.
That good feeling about it, yeah.
And when you're on the pitch, it was just like, I was so confident. You're gonna walk away with 3 points. Yeah. And then it happened, man. And it was crazy.
Literally, I was like ran that. Me, Adam, and Josh went to that, my brother.
Yeah.
And I literally jumped over this like steel barrier that we were up in the stands, ran down the steps. And I had to stop myself and run on the pitch. I'm thinking, don't get banned for like your first away. Yeah. You run on against Oldham.
I'm sure because it was Morgan as well. We used to keep saying to him, because we always do it in training and that.
Yeah.
So I was like, Mo, is he ever going to score ball?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just had to be him.
He did it.
What a header, man.
It was a pivotal moment of
crossbar posting in. It was like, you watch it, it's like, dum dum dum.
I was going to bounce on the line forever.
Yeah. What a goal.
We've got, I mean, that was obviously an insane season for those reasons. Obviously, we clinched survival in an amazing fashion. And then led on to the next season, we did something that probably nobody saw coming beforehand and got promoted to League One. You obviously scoring the goal at Wembley to send it to extra time. And
what's that like? Literally,
I can't tell.
You see, when I watch that goal, I get goosebumps. Like I could not imagine.
You know, just as I scored, in my head, it was the winner. That's why I've celebrated.
Yeah, I think I've heard someone say that before.
Edmo.
Yeah, Edmo said you thought
you was the winner.
Yeah, because I was like, the scenes were that mad, man. I didn't know what to do with myself that much. When we got back onto the halfway line for kick-off again, I've looked and it's 1-1 and I'm like, oh God. I was like, shit. It's extra time.
Yeah.
Got to keep going for like another half hour. And then that's when I was like, lock in.
Yeah.
And then it nearly happened again. Don't know if you remember.
Yeah, was it the header from...
and it's cut across to me again. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do it again. And then it never happened.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh God. But I wouldn't change anything about that.
No, such a mental game.
Them, obviously that whole season was like unbelievable. Like I think it just got to a point, didn't it? We're like, we're going to do that. With Carlisle, well, as long as I've known, if they've had a good season, they've gone really good up to about December time, Christmas time, and then just completely fell off. And I do actually feel like we did kind of fall off in the second half.
We won 2 games in 11.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I feel like we did. It was just a lot of the other teams kind of.
We was in the playoffs having crisis meetings, bro.
Really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We was like,
I can imagine.
What's happened?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're not scoring no goals, we're not doing nothing.
I get peppered for saying about this because I say at the back end of that season, I go, really? I know people say the last 2 seasons, I'm going, take out say we lose to Bradford and then playoffs.
Yeah.
I would say 2 seasons and a half we've been poor.
Yeah.
Really, like, you know, I know we had like clean sheets and all that, but we fell into them playoffs pretty much.
When we looked at it,
I mean, something was an own goal, wasn't it? That ended up getting us in.
Yeah.
You know, it was like an own goal last game of the season.
Joe Kizzy, thanks for that.
Was it? No,
yeah. I remember getting the notification.
This guy comes out with like names. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I was like, who the hell for that man? Unbelievable. But yeah.
I did not think I was going to be a certain player.
Yeah, of course. You went so afterwards, didn't you?
But but I think when we looked at it, I think we only beat the same team twice, like 4 times.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, that just puts it in perspective, doesn't it? Like how.
So the first half of the season was so good that it's the reason why we could have done what we did.
Of course, yeah.
Obviously, Edmore was a hero at Swindon.
Yeah. That header.
That was crazy.
That was unbelievable. That's after it broke my leg. I was supposed to be going to that game, and I was on my couch, and we didn't have the stream, so I was looking on Twitter.
Yeah.
It said last minute Carlisle corner. I was going, please, and I refreshed it, and it was like goal, and I thought, no way.
I was doing laps
like, because it was down there.
That was almost scenes like Oldham.
Yeah.
Because we knew how massive that was.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It was unbelievable. Like, you see with the back post, like, he headed it as if, like, he wasn't meant to. Like.
He said something to us when we interviewed him. We asked him about that goal, and I swear he said something, and he was like, someone said something to him before, and I was like, I think John Mellish said something, and he was just get your head on it, and
just go in the goal with it.
But that sounds just like John.
Yeah, it's like he's in the room with us, you know?
Honestly.
Yeah.
That's just what he's like.
Yeah.
If you ask Mellish something, you're not going to get the answer.
No. You get near the answer, but not quite.
Oh, that guy, he's the best. He's the best. That guy's so funny, man.
We've got to be fair, we've had the same thing from every Carlisle player we've asked about.
People have said,
it is always that.
Like, who would you recommend to get on and stuff? A few people said Mellish. Someone said Garner. Joe Garner.
That would be,
well, you could maybe, what's Joe Garner? Is at Oldham still, is he? Has he moved on?
I think he's still at Oldham.
Because he said when you retire, you asked him and he said,
when I retire, I was like, well, you're 36, mate, so like soon. Good, yeah.
Yeah, he's at Oldham.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, John was a joy to play with.
Yeah, well, he's just recently left Carlisle. We've not really made a video in a while since that. The whole January window's happened. John Mellish has left Carlisle.
Yeah.
And I mean, well, I suppose it's quite a good segue. We're talking about kind of departures and endings. You know, you left Carlisle to go to Sutton.
Hang on a minute, we've just kind of brushed over Wembley like it was nothing. I need to know the absolute feelings that he felt when, because when that went in, I'm not being funny, that was insane.
Like, I was crying.
When you watch the Stockport fans celebrate, they celebrate. When you watch Carl celebrate, it's like unbelievable them scenes. It's like someone filmed it from the Stockport, and it's just
and there's movement everywhere.
If I wasn't like locked into the game at that point, I probably would have cried.
Really?
No, I promise you, I probably would have cried.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the podcast that me and Toby did.
I've seen clips. Yeah, I've seen clips.
We kind of went into
it then.
But Toby basically said to me, because we was in a hotel room together.
Yeah.
He basically said to me, he just looked at me and said, "Man, I don't know what it is, bro, but you're gonna do something tomorrow."
What, you just felt it?
I swear. And I was
like,
he said, "I promise you." He said, "I don't know what it is, but you're gonna do something.
Even if it's filling up the water bottles, you're gonna do something.
Something's gonna happen tomorrow. You're gonna be one of the reasons why we win tomorrow." I couldn't tell you what it is, and then he was right.
And then that just give you the belief that was gonna happen.
Gave me such a belief. Like my family. They went, so I was meant to go on a cruise with my family, right? We booked it months ago. And then the dates, I was like, yeah, but what if we get to Wembley?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can't pay this money and then I just can't go.
Yeah.
And my dad was like, no, you're not going to get autos, man, just do it. I said, I'm not listening to you. Because when we don't, and if we do get to Wembley and I got a miss, are you going to give me my money back? I don't think you are. So, and then we went to Wembley. Yeah. Obviously, they booked the holiday. So they was in France. So my dad was pacing up and down in France, trying to find somewhere to watch it. And I think he was at this bar in it. So when I scored, I could just imagine all my family
celebrating,
just going crazy in France. You know what I mean? And I had obviously my mum and my best friends in the crowd as well. So that's kind of where that's kind of where my mind went.
Yeah.
And then, it was just very emotional, man.
Of course.
And then, FaceTime them on pitch after.
It's probably quite an emotional charge kind of few weeks out. A lot of people say, obviously, the way, we'll go into it in a bit, but like the way Carlisle at the moment, would you, and you look at where Stockport are now at, and you'd go, well, really, they lost that player. But I think football's all about memories. And I know, they've been promoted, but that will always live with me. That moment, I'll them 2 Bradford games and the Wembley.
Final, yeah.
Like, I remember, because I think you were sub, weren't you, for them 2 games? Well, the 3 games you were. You didn't start, did you?
That was interesting.
Was it Garner and, who was up front? Was it Garner and Edmonds?
JK.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So what was it? Was there a reason for you being on the bench at all, or was it just like...
Well, there's this, this, me saying I'm a winger.
Yeah.
I'm a striker.
Yes.
Yeah. That had a part to play in it.
You're right.
Now, it also had a part of me leaving.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not the way people think it did, but
Right.
I'll get to it.
Yeah.
So, like we said, we didn't win in 11.
Mm-hmm.
We won 2 in 11.
Yeah.
We wasn't scoring goals. I felt like the way we was playing was not for me.
Right.
Yeah.
I can play as a striker,
Mhm.
but in a certain way.
Right.
So, if you go back to the season before, when someone was just taking over, I think
Yeah.
I scored 9 goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair.
I played as a front 2.
Yeah.
Right.
But Simo came in and was like, he just gave us the energy, the boost, the belief that we can win games.
Yeah.
We wasn't really doing things tactical like that. We done the shape. So if you watch them games, I was 2 strikers with me and Deno, but I'm going off Deno. I'm left wing.
Yeah.
I'm right wing. I'm just floating. I'm just doing how I think to play the position.
Yeah.
As the new season come in, because it's a new season, Simo can get his plans together as well.
Yeah.
It was like right, Maz, don't go out of the width of the 18-yard box.
Right.
Stay in the centre. And I'm like, oh, that's not me.
Yeah.
I'll try. But then it become more of me being like trying to hold it up.
Right.
Long balls were coming to me.
Not
you know
really
what
what you used to.
And I'm just fighting for my life.
Like
bro.
target man, like, and you just knocked out.
So I'm getting frustrated.
Yeah.
He's getting frustrated. I'm getting frustrated because I'm not good at this. But I'm trying. I'm starting to feel useless to the team. Because the boys at the back, they're sending it up. And I'm feeling bad that they just got to keep defending because I can't get hold of them.
Yeah.
Because this is not how I was playing before.
Not what you suited to.
So I went in and spoke to Simo as it was getting to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Before the first leg at Bradford,
I
said, look, we're not really getting no success. At Sutton, the game against Sutton, the last game of the season, I don't know if you remember it, I played horrible.
Right.
For like 60 minutes. Then he changed to 4-3-3.
Yeah.
And he said, Mars, go left wing. So then I went left wing, and I think I created like 3 chances.
Just from being moved on.
And then I came off, because what he used to do was play the 3-5-2.
Right.
Yeah.
JK get warm. Switch it to 4-3-3. Because if you noticed, in that season, we wouldn't do as well as a 3-5-2. He'd switch it to a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
We'd score some goals.
Yes, yeah.
Then he'd go back to 3-5-2 and say...
See you
later.
Yeah. So that was the success I was getting.
Yeah.
If you looked at the goals I was getting in that season, it was when we changed to a 4-3-3 and I was a winger. And then we went back to a 3-5-2. Right. And I was getting kind of frustrated because then when we got JK, he was changing to a 4-3-3, taking me off, putting him left wing.
Right.
And I was like, well, this is what I wanted to do.
Like, give us a chance to get on.
You've changed it to my system and then I'm going off.
So I said to him before the first leg at Bradford, I said, I think JK should start these games. He's more of a striker than you. When you change it to 4-3-3, it's my time to shine.
Yeah.
He didn't the first leg.
Right.
Yeah.
I played horrible. I played horrible in the first leg. We lost. My head is gone. And I'm kind of... We didn't talk again after that, but I think he kind of knew
that we were.
So then he did it against in the second leg.
Yeah.
And I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, he's kind of... I don't know if he's done it because of our conversation.
But he has done it.
But he's done it.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm at the point now. It don't matter about playing.
No.
I want to get promoted.
Yeah,
You have to win games.
Mm-hmm.
So he did it, and then I came on, and then he changed it to 4-3-3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we done the whole extra time.
Yeah.
In 4-3-3, and it absolutely worked.
Yeah.
There's actually, when you say about being a winger, I remember that because I was in the paddock behind the away dugout. And I remember when he came on and I was thinking, because you'd obviously been in a bit of a bad run of form, and I'm thinking, oh, come on, like, thinking we need, I was literally thinking, so I'll be honest, I was thinking, please come on and just do something. You know, I'm thinking, get in. And I remember when he came on, you did like this run up the wing. I remember thinking, what? I was like, genuinely, it was like 100 metres straight. He just absolutely burned someone. I'm thinking, I was like, God.
Yeah, the water was going mad.
Oh, it was like,
it was so loud in there.
I'm sure it was up the sides if you go into the waterworks.
Yeah.
It was that's it, you're on the left and you just literally put the burners on. And I was thinking, that is, I remember someone said, that is the Omari that we need.
Yeah. That's what I do.
Yeah.
You can't do that as a striker.
No, you can't.
It's more like service and stuff like that.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you're quick, and people say, "Oh, you're quick running behind," but like, it's a skill, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just like Deno was like one of the best people running behind, but I would absolutely smoke him in the race. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like it's a skill, and we just started playing a way that I felt useless.
Yeah.
Which I didn't feel the season before.
Of course, yeah.
So when it came up to Wembley, I already knew in my 100% of my head, I'm not starting.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you need to be ready if you
I
come
need
on.
to impact the game
Yeah.
somehow. He's going to do what he always does.
Switch the formation,
Go to 4-3-3.
Yeah.
Then I've got to do something. Because I can't go to the manager and say, I think you should do this. Or and then he does it and then I do nothing.
Yeah, because then it's just like you look at
He's going to look at me and say,
you changed it, you didn't do anything.
You've got to kind of have the balls to say something and then
back it up.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't back it up, that's your business. Yeah. You tried. Do you know what I mean?
It was unbelievable. That's it. I mean, the first, I think when I came away from that, it was obviously you lose. I remember saying, we're going to have these at Bradford Park. I had this feeling, I just thought, you were with me, weren't you?
Yeah, we all went. Yeah,
Elliot and Adam. And I was just,
and the car back.
Actually, to be fair, I turned on some guy behind us and I said, look, if we score, do not jump on us. I was like, I'm literally recovering from a broken. I'm thinking, because there's people on them steps, I'm thinking, if we score, it's going to be murder again. So I'm kind of happy.
Probably good for you with the score, yeah.
But genuinely, when we went to Bradford Park, I thought, this is just the whole atmosphere. And we obviously scored the 2 goals, wasn't it? And then they got that goal in extra time. That was that killed it. And then obviously Ben Barkley's goal. And just that whole moment, I was like, we have got to go and win now. Because I was like,
all this can't be for nothing.
Yeah, if you go to Wembley and lose, and like, it was 1-0, it was like an own goal. And I remember, I can't remember what time you came on, but it was for like ages. I remember just turning around.
Yeah.
I think it was later. I thought it was later than that. Was it not like about 75?
It was about 70 from what I remember.
No, it was about 70. You might have been even before that.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Who was it came on?
Who came on at 70?
I did the both. Was that someone else come on? Oh, no, I'll tell you what it was. Moxon's number went up, didn't it?
Oh, yeah.
We were like,
the guy on the side.
Why are you taking off Mox? I'm like, what are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
But it was, I think it was
with Moxon, and I went, what is he doing? Yeah. I was like, what on earth?
Even at Wembley, oh my God, this is crazy. Even at Wembley, Simo said, bars are coming on. And then he was like, go play right wing for me. And I was like,
not now, mate. Come on.
Yeah,
this isn't time to be like.
Let's not mess about with it.
Because JK, he done the switch. No, did JK come? I don't think JK did come on at first.
No, not for a while.
So I think because he told me to tell JK to go on the left.
Yeah.
So he was left, you were on the right.
Yeah, he prefers the left.
I can't even remember who started that game from, you know.
I can't remember.
Garner probably started, did he? Garner and
JK.
Garner,
Oh, Garner and JK, yeah, and then Edmo came on, didn't he?
I came on for Alfie, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
That was it. Alfie came off and it came up as Moxon.
That was
and I was like, what? And I think Edmondson came on after you, did he?
Yeah.
That must have been the one else. So,
I remember the gaffer saying, go tell JK on the pitch to go on the left and go on the right. And then I looked at Gav and I was like,
is he serious?
Yeah. And I was like, no. So then Gav just said, just go on the left. So I ran on the pitch and I said, JK, Gaffer said go right wing. But he didn't. So I was like,
there's 2 people on the left wing.
All players as well.
I said, you go on the right, I'll go on the left.
Right.
And then I think he came off for Gibbo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't on the left, the goal doesn't happen.
Yeah, true. Very
so
true.
I was like, I knew, I just had a feeling that, because normally I wouldn't say that.
Yeah.
Normally I'd be like, okay, I'm right wing, cool, I'll be right wing.
But it's Wembley.
Yeah,
not the time to bite your tongue, is it? Not the time to bite your tongue.
I need to go in the position I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
So, yeah.
It just felt like it got to a point, I was just sat in the seat and I thought, we're going to come to Wembley and lose 1-0. And I thought, this has got to be... I was like, I don't want to lose, but I thought, even if we lose, just get a goal, an equaliser or whatever, just so we can celebrate.
Something to cheer about.
Yeah.
Take from today,
And it was just... the time was ticking on, and I was
to 85 minutes.
85 minutes, and there was that attack. It was the first attack when it was the handball on the line.
Yeah.
That was handball, 100%.
I stand by that.
And this fact with VAR was
it wasn't handball.
Yeah.
Then you were looking back now, I was like,
but
isn't it funny how you could have had the penalty, and that guy was good at saving penalties for them.
Really
and he imagine he'd saved that.
He had like the best goalkeeping record that season and the season.
Because you got shot, and I went, that will be a pen. I was like, don't worry,
when I watched it back, I was obviously like glad he did give a pen because obviously
of course that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But I was just like, how have you not given?
Have you not seen it?
The fact VAR was there as well.
He was there.
Like he's literally gone like that, and it hits him.
Because I watched the commentary, like I recorded it.
Yeah.
Even the commentary was like, oh, pen.
Yeah.
So
was that the Radio Cumbria one or the Sky? The Radio Cumbria.
It was Sky.
No, Sky Sports came around and said that'll go to VAR.
It's meant to be impartial, and they're still saying that it's
It's mad.
And then it didn't get given, and then we was like turn, and then that
I think that kind of galvanised us. Galvanised us to come.
Goes round, Moxon puts it out, and you actually see Moxon. He passes it out to,
or was it Joel?
Joel and Gibbo. They link up on the right. But Owen's asking for it back, and he passes it on. Like he doesn't give it back to Moxon. You think. It's just the whole moment it comes in. Edmonds completely misses it, and where we weren't behind the goal, we were like down looking. Yeah. And when you hit that, honestly, like that is unbelievable, isn't it?
It was crazy.
Like, I just don't even know. Like when I watch that, I think if I scored that goal, I think I'd just pass out on the floor. Yeah, I'd literally go like that, I'd score and go and just hit the deck from like this. Like the whole adrenaline would just absolutely over. Like obviously you said you thought it was the winner, but like, I mean, how loud was that when you scored? Like, and everyone was like cheering, screaming. And did Edmund really deafen you? Because every time I see it, when you celebrate, he jumps on you and goes, yeah. And I think he must have like thought, are you for real?
I just don't think
just completely in another world.
I was just blanked out.
Just couldn't recall it.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't even know I kicked the corner flag until I watched it.
Yeah. To be fair,
it's a class celebration, man.
All the players we spoke about Wembley do pretty much all said that. Like, I couldn't recall that moment because it was just there was so much ecstasy and elation.
Wait, was it not Charles that said he thought he was the winner?
Maybe.
Someone said, or he maybe said he scored. He's like, I was thinking I need to get blood back through my legs, so like I need to get.
Charters tell you about our conversation whilst we was like.
No, I don't think so.
Because I was taking a pen after him.
Right.
Yeah.
And he must have been nervous because he was talking to me.
Oh yeah, he did. And he just you told him just it's not the winner, didn't you?
Yeah, he was calculating. Oh, so if he misses this and I score this, have we won?
But I just score.
And I just said to him, "You'll score your pen, and then I've got a pen after."
Yeah.
So you score yours, I'll take mine.
Yeah.
And I think he just went, okay. And then he scored the pen and then we just celebrated. It was sick, man.
That's another one. Like I think taking I think every single penalty that went up, I was shitting myself.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I'm so glad I didn't have to take them. I'm so glad
I'll be the arse, mate, honestly.
Because all I was thinking in that moment was, I don't want anything to take away.
That, yeah. If you'd missed the pen and then we hadn't lost, you'd have been like,
it's someone else has to shine.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to be the person. If I did score, great. But I think it's even greater that Charters from Carlisle.
Yeah.
Hometown boy does it.
You know what I mean? The last pen.
Well, Simone, everyone said it. It's like gone. There was absolutely no doubt we were going to score all 5 of us. I'm thinking, well, that was nice for you. But see, when I was literally feeling like I was like,
I didn't quite believe that. Yeah.
I felt like I was going to die.
No, but we took like 100 penalties.
Yeah. We
took so many pens.
I think Simpson said that, didn't he?
Yeah, he said
like you went round and
that's the order he went by.
Yeah.
by how many people.
I don't even know. Edmonton's one scared because of how
he rolled it.
Stop. And then I was like, oh no. But I just didn't even think. When charts went up, I remember just looking up and thinking, please.
But we watched him do it 100 times.
Yeah. Usually
we watched him do the same.
Someone in the stands, a fella called Barry Mossop, he was a youth team kind of, and he went up to his son and went, welcome to League One, and he went, what do you mean? He says, there's no way Charters is missing this. He says he's got like 100% record penalties. Charts. And it was like, I was thinking, I wish you had that confidence. Like, I was just sat down, you were up like there. I just turned around. I was crying. I've never cried at football until then.
I cried as well, man.
It's the only time
I just fell to my knees.
Yeah. Unbelievable. It's funny football.
I looked up when he was there. Toby was like God looking at me. Honestly, I looked up. Someone touched me. I looked up. It was just Toby smiling. I was like, oh man.
What a sight to see.
It was heroic for like so many different people. You got your obviously equaliser. Charters ended up scoring the win penalty. Moxon got the man of the match.
Yeah.
Holy actually saved on the penalty and kept us in it a couple of times, didn't he? Like that one Jack
Stretton shot. Yeah, kept it over the bar.
Which I thought was going in.
I think every last started like.
I just feel like in certain football things you think someone's going to come back and bite. Do you know what I mean? And I just thought it's either we're going to win and go, see, you should have stayed at us, or he's going to be like, I left and I've gone. But
yeah, well, we'll talk about it now because time's ticking on a fair bit and I'm on a tight schedule. I hate to be like this, but we will talk about, I suppose, kind of how everything ended at Carlisle. Obviously, incredible detail doesn't have to be taken into, but you know, football fans alike, the one question we have been hammered with since this was announced is,
what was the real reason?
Why did Omari Patrick leave Carlisle United? So whatever depth you're willing to go into, we'd love to hear it.
It was a number of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I already spoke about the positioning.
Yeah.
So Simo called me and was like, okay, no. Before that, I've gone on my celebrations. I'm in Marbella.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk like into so much detail because it's not really worth it. But when I got the contract offer, it was like, First thing I thought in my mind was, you've offered me a contract because you don't want to release me. Obviously, me and Simo, we don't have no problem with each other, but we did have some arguments and some back and
forth. Bit of friction, maybe,
which is fine. It's normal. It's in a work environment. You see me, if you have like a bit of friction or argument with me, the next day or whatever it's done. Yeah. And to be fair with him, it was. We had things to do. We had games to win. So my understanding was, when I read that contract offer, was like, it was telling me, you don't want to keep me, but you can't release me. So I was thinking, there is no way. Let's like talk about it. See what we could do about it. And because to me, that was like insulting. So we kind of did that. So I obviously remember I'm in Spain. I went the next day of Wembley. So
because you didn't come back up, did you?
No, which is another thing. No, so many
I went out with all the lads and I was thinking, because Barry, and they were like, oh, he's gone.
They said, after Wembley, we're going to get back on the coach, go to our meetings. If anybody has booked anything and they can't make it, say no. That's the thing. Toby had to go to Africa, he said, or whatever. And I've said, I've booked to go to Spain. So I went, like, by the way, Wembley's like half an hour from my house. So I'm going to Heathrow the next day. But I won't be able to make it. I told Gav. I don't know if Gav told him or not. But I 100% said I'm not making it.
I'm okay.
It was aware. It was aware that
So when I'm now in Spain and I'm getting messages, where are you? I'm like,
I told you where I am.
I'm in Spain. I booked it before.
So who's messaging you, Simo?
Simo basically messaged me and basically said, like, you didn't turn up to the thing, we're going to offer you a new contract. So I've messaged him back, no problem. I didn't think it would have been a problem.
No.
I was a bit confused why he said, oh, you haven't turned up.
As if he was expecting you to turn up.
I said,
you were,
to Spain. Because he told us about the meetings when we got to the hotel. So this is like 2 days before the game. And I was like, oh, I can't go all the way to Carlisle when I'm half an hour from my house. Have a 10-minute meeting. Come all the way back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what happened. Then I got the contract offer, and then like I said, I felt like it was him telling me he doesn't want to keep me, but he can't release me.
Yeah.
So I have this.
Almost like you knew you're going to be a squad player first.
Yeah.
You think,
That's what it tells you a lot.
Yeah.
If you want someone and you want them to stay, your offer is going to tell you.
It's going to be a good offer.
Yeah. If you don't want someone to stay, but you can't technically release them, because I think if he would have not offered me a contract, I think he might have got a little bit stick about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I don't know. You guys.
No, I think you are. Actually, I think I said.
Right.
Who was out of contract? That Charters.
Yeah.
You, Dennis, Feeney. I remember saying like.
It was that kind of bunch.
Honestly, I was a bit like, Dennis is kind of. I don't know. For me, I just thought we'd gone up into League One.
There was a few that got offered contracts like a month or two before.
Okay.
I was there.
Yeah.
So they were offering new contracts. So.
You've only got yours now, though.
I've only got mine now.
So I think it's almost like a bit like, oh God, he's got the equaliser.
We'll give him a contract.
Fans are gonna want him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think he wanted me to stay.
Right.
Yeah.
Keith Lynch got top company.
I don't think he actually wanted me to stay. Like I said, I feel like he felt like he had to offer me something.
Right.
So I've called my agent, obviously, as you do as a player. They're negotiating. I'm on holiday. I've got back from holiday, and he gave us a certain time to accept it.
Yeah, it did, didn't he?
Because I remember him putting out something to the fans, and he said they've got 7 days or something.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
I'm like, I'm in Marbella for 5 of them.
Yeah.
Because when was it? When was Wembley? Sunday. I think he said you've got till the Monday after.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was
Like
like,
you've got a week?
it was like hardly no time.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
Because we need
I'm
to
on holiday for 80% of that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you can't be thinking about that all day. You want to enjoy it, you know?
do you know what I mean? Especially if what's just happened.
Yeah, exactly.
So then I missed the date to tell him.
Right.
Because I was like, it's impossible I can tell you that.
Yeah.
Like, the negotiations hasn't even happened yet.
Yeah.
For me to know if to say yes or no. I'm still sitting on what you've sent me.
Yeah.
So if what you've sent me is that, no, but you're negotiating. So why am I going to say anything more? I'm going to wait.
It doesn't have to be fun.
You don't
I'm
want
going
to
to wait until the negotiations happen.
Yeah.
The agent comes back to me and said, oh, it's this, or this is it, or whatever. And then I can make a decision.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to stay. I'm at home getting a haircut, and I'm getting peppered
Right.
by the fans.
Really?
And I'm thinking, why am I getting peppered? Like, what's everyone saying?
Just after the fan forum, when he came out, didn't he? And he said like, oh, he hasn't.
And he said, I've been blanking it.
Yeah.
I said,
This
what?
isn't the case.
I said, no way. So like, I'm getting abuse. Yeah. After what is such a high.
Yeah.
Now the fans are turning on me, calling me this, calling me that, saying, how could you do this?
Yeah,
and I'm thinking, what have I done? So then I've read what he's said. I've called my agent and I've said, have you seen what he said? So then I sent it to him. And he said, well, that's not true. We've spoken every day.
Right.
Spoken every day with Greg Abbott. Spoken every day with Simon.
Right.
About negotiating.
It's your agent that's been saying that. Your agent.
So then they changed it.
To make that.
Remember when they changed it? He changed what he said.
Right.
In the initial write-up.
Oh, okay.
So at first he said, I've had no contact from Omari, he hasn't replied or whatever.
Yeah.
So then I basically said, well, I could show you we've been talking, so like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
And then he changed it. Then I started seeing messages was like, well, he's changed it, so what's going on?
Right.
Like, you've changed what you've said.
Yeah.
And that just left like a bad taste in my stomach, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you've thrown me under the bus for nothing. You've like, it's like you're trying to get them to turn against me.
Yeah.
So then it's easy to just kind of like,
when you know that that's not the case.
No.
I remember at the time when he came out and he said that, because we were asked about, is there any contracts that obviously Charts had signed his. Morgan was looking for, he wanted to go higher.
Yeah.
And we're like, all right, okay. Dennis wasn't going to sign him, and they went, and I haven't heard anything from Omari. And we're like, what?
Yeah,
like he'd just gone AWOL. He was like,
I almost didn't believe it. I was like, you know,
I
it's
remember
not.
thinking,
no
what?
chance.
I
was so mad. Bro.
Yeah.
I was like, because that's crazy. That's
it's like lying about something, isn't it?
Do you know
Really?
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, why would you do that?
Because this is definitely one of the questions that I think a lot of people look. A lot of respect for Simpson, obviously.
Yeah, well, we've had him on,
and that, but I think the biggest thing that was always said the fans never understood was a lot of people that left the club that said Simpson isn't all you think. You know, he is. He's like
that's
he does.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
because I'm thinking you've thrown me under the bus at any given moment. Whether you felt like you was pressured because you said they have a week.
Yeah.
You
went that
guideline.
Yeah,
you told them that. Knowing full well.
Almost like right weeks.
How many of us said within the week? None.
No.
I don't think any of them did them because they kept on
saying
it's so unrealistic.
Yeah.
But I'm the only one who's come back and said that.
Yeah, you've got to make a decision.
I think the reason he said it that was because from what I saw was because obviously we had the week of Wembley, the recruitment. I think what they wanted to do was right. They've got a week. Let us know if they want to be here or not, and then we need to then figure out who's here. But then you think, should we certain people? No, it's not. Of course, like it's a big thing. Do you want to be? You know, obviously you said you weren't playing as much. It's like, do you want to go somewhere and start? Like obviously you moved on to obviously we're careful at the time. Obviously you moved on to Sutton, didn't you? And then they obviously went down. You're at Tranmere at the moment. It's obviously not going well.
It is where it is. Like certain decisions had to be made. I went to Sutton. I liked my time at Sutton.
Yeah.
At first,
close at home as well.
Things happen. I didn't really play the second half of the season. It is what it is. But that just left a bad taste with the initial offer I got in first place. With what I thought he was telling me by offering me that. Then with that. So then I kind of said, you know what? I love my time at Carlisle. I want to stay. I'll get that out of my head. You know what I mean? Let me actually weigh it up.
Yeah, because it's your livelihood at the end of the day, isn't it? You know,
the way that I weigh it up is, of course, money in football is a thing.
Yeah.
Money in football is a thing. You can't act like it's not. No one's. I think if you act like it's not, then you're silly. Yeah. So the way I weigh it up, no matter where I go, is financially, am I going to be okay? Am my family going to be okay?
Yeah.
And the way you play football and the way and what role I will play as a player is the most important thing to me.
Of course, yeah.
If both don't weigh up,
what's the point?
So if it's financially okay but not the best, but the way that I'll play football is gonna get me to strive and perform every week, I'm gonna take the footballing decision.
Of course, yeah.
If it's not in a position that I want to play, or say like if someone said, "Oh, but we see you as a right back," like I don't want to play right back, but you're gonna make me a millionaire, and what are you gonna do in this? You know what I mean? You gotta have a conversation with yourself.
Definitely.
But just as an example, if the both don't align, then I don't think it's right for me.
Yeah.
So what I said to him was, okay, where do you see me playing? Because we obviously had the conversations coming up to the
Wembley.
To Wembley. I don't see myself as like a hold-up striker.
Right.
Like, so how if I'm playing striker, how do you see me doing that role?
Right.
I don't want to do it the way I did it last season because I just felt useless to the team. I wasn't enjoying my football. I don't want to do that. If it was like before that, then okay, 100%. Like, what formation are you gonna play 4-3-3? Just so I can get it in my head.
Yeah.
So I know what's going on. And then he said to me, I'll never forget. He said, "Well, we need to see what players we bring in." And I was thinking, would you not bring in players to fit a system?
Yeah.
So to me, that was just like, he doesn't, anything could go.
Yeah.
So then I was just like, so that's when I weighed up all of that, and I was just like, plus, I kind of did want to be, it would have been nice to be down south. I haven't played football down south before. So when I weighed it all up,
different challenge as well.
So then he didn't want to wait no more. He said, I need to know your decision now. So I said, if that's the offer and you need to know now and I can't sit on it any longer and with everything that you're bringing to me at this moment in time, then it's no. And it was like, okay, well, thank you very much for like what you've done and that, and
That was it.
Done.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that.
2 years. Or 1.5 years. Just like that.
Done. So then I was like, okay. And then.
God, there's more. Oh.
He's obviously come out and said my decision.
Yeah.
And then has said, Omari wants to play as a winger. So we can't promise him that.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's left.
So that's just not the case, though.
So then everyone's now messaged me,
Mm.
and even when I signed at Sutton, make sure he plays winger.
Yeah.
Like, this is not what I said.
No. You've had a full conversation about being a striker and just the type of striker.
A
Nothing
type
to
of
do.
striker.
Yeah.
If I had a problem with being a striker, I played the whole second half as a striker.
Yeah, exactly.
No problem.
You would have said something sooner. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I scored 9 goals. And whatever.
Of course.
It wasn't that. It was the way I started to play as a striker.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was saying these things like, you got guns on the pitch.
Yeah.
Why are you kicking it long to me?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not going to help you.
You also went everything in the air.
We got bored of
And
watching that kind of stuff. Like I've said so many times, like just kicking it up, and
Yeah.
there's many of players that like either probably whether you see at the gym or whatever, like you chat to them, there's amount of people that said, I just got bored of playing kick it up front,
you
nod
can't-
it down.
You
It's
can't not listen to the manager. You got to
Yeah,
do
of
what
course.
he says. So I tried my best. I ended up trying to be this hold-up striker, and it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Some games I played well, some games I didn't, because I was going to be inconsistent in that position. Because I'm doing something that's a weakness.
Yeah.
So if a defender one game is not as aggressive, I'm going to have a better chance.
Yeah.
If I come up against a defender that's very aggressive, I'm going to have a slimmer chance of
Yeah.
playing that game. So that's what happened, man. So I get annoyed
You
like-
see stuff, yeah.
Because it is what happened.
because that has like stuck with me.
Yeah.
People say that to me now.
Well, that's an exclusive there, because I think that's one of the reasons I think a lot of people probably wanted you on, because I think with us doing this,
Yeah.
a lot of the players that come on, or whoever comes on, they are very honest with the situation that they've been
Very
in,
transparent.
whether that's been Simo, whether that's been Edmore, whether that's been Taylor.
Yeah.
We did have the owners on at one point. But I think that is not been the Bradford situation and the Carlisle situation. Now fans hopefully see that side of it, and they understand that it wasn't the way it was perceived by the clubs.
He might, if you was to ask him, he might have a different story.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you what happened from my lens.
Yeah.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I wanted to stay at Carlisle. Why would I want to leave?
Yeah, after all that.
You just got promoted.
Right, yeah, of course.
But one thing was it as well was like, I struggled playing as a striker, like, well, the way that he played as a striker in League One and League Two. We're going to go into League One.
Yeah.
And you want me to do that?
You'd have been good in League One. If we played a proper formation to this 5 at the back kind of stuff, because I just think it was just absolute.
But then I did see that you basically played 4-3-3 the whole way League One.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't.
He did at the start, and then he went back to it, and then he tried to change it. I think it was just
a couple of times, but
quality.
for the most part, yeah.
But you look at the situation now of the table of where both Carlisle and obviously Tranmere and now are. I mean, Carlisle, the fall off since we've been up to Wembley, it's no secret, it's been nothing short of embarrassing. And it's like, you know, you've gone obviously to Sutton, you've been to Tranmere, you've got different experiences and that, but I mean, we can't put a pinpoint on where it's gone wrong because I just don't get how you can get promoted. Yes, you maybe kind of fell into promotion, but like how bad, like I'm not being funny, League Two, like some of the standard in League Two, and like don't know what things saying, it's not brilliant. Like some of some of the teams in it, you know, it's not like League One we were getting hammered. We were getting hammered in League One, whereas like League Two, it's like not to count with the other, not to count with Newport County the other night.
You lose them by like these 5.
We hammered them. They had one shot target and beat us 1-0, and you think, and that's horrible. Like if it goes down to either Carlisle going down or Tranmere going down, that'd be horrible.
Yeah. Like I said,
hopefully it's Harrogate or
like I
something.
was saying to you before, I'm a fan of football from
Before you
a player. So being so connected to Carlisle, I became a fan of Carlisle even though I wasn't there. So watching what was going on hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Going to Carlisle to play against you, it wasn't nice.
No.
I have to do what I've got to do because I'm a Tranmere player now, so I'll do everything for that club that I'm playing for. But it wasn't nice. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't nice to see your friends in that position.
Yeah,
it's not nice being in the position that us, a Tranmere player that we're in now. It ain't nice for the fans either. But you've got to get through these things.
Yeah. Because in the end, you essentially, I say, you scored the goals to get Simpson the inevitable sack, really, wasn't it? It was like, I mean, to be fair, you scored 2, didn't you?
Yeah.
That second goal was just like, that was actually mad. Like, that was just such
Can't even talk about that, can you?
Yeah, it was like,
I got a hello before the game.
Did you?
Right.
Didn't get one after.
No, you wouldn't
Can't
I
imagine.
didn't get a bye.
Well, he got booed off the pitch, and it was like...
I can imagine. It's not nice for him.
No, of course
You know what I mean?
I didn't agree with the booing, because I think you've got to look at... And I don't... Some players come back, if some players have come out and been a bit bullshit and slated the club, I get them if they're going to get booed, but I don't agree with booing a player if they're coming back in, you know what I mean? Like, as Jim said, I'm going to boo man.
I think the guy is great.
Yeah.
When my daughter was born, he got me a present for her.
Yeah.
Them things stick with you.
Yeah, of course.
But when I've got to make the decisions for my career,
it's
can't
all
be blind to it and
exactly.
be like, "Oh, he's a nice guy."
Because he bought us a present.
You've
got to be honest, haven't you?
It doesn't come into it. I've got to do what's right for me, and just the way everything unfolded, I just felt like he didn't really have my back.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? I felt like he threw me under the bus. So why would I want to play for someone if I feel like that?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then it ended up coming back round, as we say. You beat Carlisle with Tranmere, and that was the end of kind of the Simpson era. But
do you want to fire off?
You look like you're about to have a panic attack.
I'm going to short time.
He's going to get in trouble.
I'm in the doghouse already. If you read the fan questions out, I'm going to start packing gear up.
That's a great. I'll move over. Someone said, when are you coming back? Which that is just absolutely. Ask him about the word "man." Has it baffled him?
Oh no.
As a northern word.
I was like so shocked. I said, "Why do you not say man?" If you go into like
That sounds weird, him saying man.
Yeah, isn't it? It doesn't suit your voice.
like, it's mum, innit? And Americans say
Mom.
M-O-M.
Yeah, mom.
But I tried to be clever and be like, because obviously I'm from down south, I tried to be clever and be like, if it's Mother's Day and you go to a club, it's not spelled M-A-M, is it? And then someone sent me a picture of it spelled M-A-M. And I was like, what?
Unreal.
Yeah.
That's bonkers.
I thought my mum. It's like mum and dad.
Yeah, it's mum and dad. Aye.
Mum and dad.
My mum and my phone
I
is
got
just
told on that one.
I've had stuff like I've brought like more like to mum. I got mum card. Mum's like.
It's my son remembers that.
Yeah, that's, there's a couple. She's put 3 questions in one, but we've covered some of them. A lot of the questions we have covered in the thing. But how many times a week does he watch him under a goal?
Oh.
If we knock that screen on now, it's
That means he's got it
I'm
ready.
catch a goal 10-hour version.
As soon as we leave, he's getting
I
on
don't
loop.
watch the goals specifically,
Right.
but I watch clips of like that's got the goal in it.
Yeah.
So like, if I'm having a bad game or I'm out of form, I will try and boost myself up to be like, this is what I can do.
Yeah.
And this
So
is
you
how
don't just sit here and go, wow.
This is how I can make people feel if I'm on my game. And
I watch it after Carlisle's play back, to be fair, just to make myself feel better. Genuinely, and then you watch it and think, no, we're going to stay up. We've done this.
Play the highlights again, lads.
Put the highlights on, please. Good question. What characteristics do you need to succeed as a modern day footballer?
what characteristics?
Yeah.
Brilliant question, that.
That is a very good question.
Who
I'd say
Tracy Sturgis.
Shout out Tracy.
I'd say you need to be a confident person.
Mm-hmm.
I think confidence is everything. I'd say you need to be honest, but not too honest.
Yeah.
But honesty is not even just in what you say, but just being honest in what you do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So go by things the right way, and just be a good person to be around. Basically.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants somebody who's not good to be.
Well, exactly. Like going back to that toxic kind of.
Definitely confidence.
We'll just end on this question. Would he ever come back if he could? And apart from Wembley, what is his best career moment?
Apart from Wembley?
Yeah.
I'm going to give this one to the Bradford fans, man. Because that was like the most important part of my...
The first goal.
Scoring
in
my debut.
Yeah.
Because when they're good and they're loud, they're good and they're loud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Valley Grays.
I'll take your spot.
It's a great place to play. So when I scored that, it was like electrifying, man.
Yeah.
It was great. And they were great to me. So apart from Wembley, the first goal.
First goal.
Would I ever come back?
I thought he was going to try and scare around that. I was going to say, I'm bringing that back around.
Would I ever come back? If it was right.
Yeah. It was the right moment.
Circumstances matter.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll give you an insight of what a player goes through, and it's not all. Oh yeah, I like that player. So there's a lot
more comes into it, doesn't it?
Detail to it.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. It's if the time's right, and hopefully Carlisle can stay up to season, and you never know this summer.
that's for any place. If it's right for me, and it's right for my family, but most importantly me, because I'm a player, I'm a person.
Of course,
yeah.
All comes down to you, doesn't it?
And do try and play well.
Yeah.
If it's right, and I would never say no to nothing.
It's a perfect way to end.
What a way to end. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you coming on. Thank you for watching this episode of the Last Ditch Podcast. Probably the most insightful interview, most honest kind of interview we've had. It's our first interview of 2025. I think we started the year on a good foot. So
who would you have on? Who would you recommend to get on?
Yeah, if you could get one person on Last Ditch,
that would be good.
I need to see Mellish on here, man.
Mellish?
Yeah, because he would just...
We'll try and pull some strings.
That's a Wigan.
It just made me die, man.
We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, sorry.
Mellish?
I'm just going down to Wigan.
Mellish.
We'll see what we can do.
Mellish.
Yeah.
Ed Moores said Mellish, and now Omari said Mellish.
Right, well, we've got some leeway here now. People recommended it. We'll try. We'll try and see if we can come on. Well, thank you all, as always, for watching the Last Ditch Podcast. If you did enjoy the video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. Once again, thank you, Omari, for coming on.
No problem,
and we will see you all in the next one. Ta-ra.